Rice, sugar, and oil are commodities. Commodities are necessities. Transforming a necessity to a want, it's a lot of work. Because from necessity to a want is how you build up a brand. So the emotion that inspires you to buy such brand that's a commodity, it has to have a lot of greater value than the functional values. We all agree on this, yep? Agree. Let's move a bit further and look at 3 different parts. Let's take rice as an example. Rice has different types of grains and different sizes. It could be short, it could be long, and the way that it's been stored and so on. Move from that. Even if that technical side is so rich and the customer cannot understand that technical side and cannot observe it to a value and benefit, you lose. And who wins? The product with the best price or product/price. Key example, look at Abu Kas. During the management within Abu Kas, very moderate, traditional, traders, buy and sell. But they worked on very key points. They built the biggest reach and focused on price. But they also understood that the certain type of product and certain type of grain and how it's delivered as a value would only help to benefit the customer. As basic and as simple as this, it was very well delivered. And that put Abu Kas on top. Is Abu Kas a brand? It is a product price brand. Let's go to oil. Now there's a lot of type of oils. And again, oil is a necessity. Without oil, you can't cook. So if you don't have any oil at home and there's no oil in the market and it's the single oil, even if it's half-hearted and it costs $1 and you're not so impressed by the name of it or even the packaging, you'll buy it. Because it's a need, it's a necessity. Not the luxury of enjoying the oil and what it does and how it sizzles and so on. But let's go a bit further. Oil is a product. When it comes to categories of sugar and oil and rice, usually number 1 and 2 are the most dominant. I'll take AFIA as an example. AFIA is a dominant brand. So the question would come and say if AFIA and number 2 to AFIA, the other brand, are the 2 strong. What happens that's in short term. What happens in the long term when AFIA just completely focuses on zero advertising, but maintains the value that they built without any sort of communication? Would they last? The only way AFIA would last, not by what the customers thinks of them, is because of the principle of the relationship that they've built. If that relationship does not exist, then the 2 components, the AFIA and the customers, will fall apart. Is advertising the relationship? Nope. Advertising is the awareness side. I think that commodity is very difficult to build as a brand if you only look at the brand from the equity side of it. If brand was just all about equity, like the people in marketing that works on brand, whether if it's in Savola or Savola Food, then brand would have not been a struggle for everyone. Everyone would have built an equity. It's easy to build an equity as long as you get cash, right? As long as much you spend on advertising, correct? Yes. But not everyone has that cash. If Google has so much money, Yahoo doesn't have that much money. How is Yahoo going to take over Google? It has to do a lot on the values they deliver, right? And how distinctive these values are. The same applies for that. If AFIA has a very distinctive value today, what happens in the long term? Maintaining that just through advertising, I mean, okay, so what? So what's your growth in the past 10 years? In the past 30 years since they've existed? What is their growth? Oh, we're growing tremendously, but you're not optimizing. What does tremendously mean? That you sell in Saudi Arabia and Egypt and Morocco. Is that optimizing? The world should be yours. The world should be yours. You should think macro, not micro. Have a good one.